off by saying all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rekal Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, to all the brothers out there of Great Millstone and the other camps like-minded that teach the true, pure, 100% truth doctrine. We're going to start out with 2nd Ezra 9, verse 1 and 2.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9 and verse 1, and it reads, "He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before," verse 2, "then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made."
So with that, we notice now that that verse is speaking louder and louder. As you can see, we have wars, we have rumors of wars, we have an impending famine that's coming upon the land, and it's coming upon all lands. The whole world is getting ready to receive this famine. And we also have the famine of the word beginning. You know, all of these things are coming into fruition as we speak. The Most High is now beginning to work his marvelous work. And it's truly a beautiful thing to be alive right now, to actually witness this whole thing. You know, the prophets and the men that came before us, they all looked for this day, this time, this moment. And we're actually here in the midst of it, witnessing it right now. We're witnessing the downfall of Esau, Edom. We're going to go right into it. I'm going to read 2nd Ezra 3, and I'm going to start here at verse 16.
Let me get it for you.
Okay.
So 2nd Ezra 3 and 16.
Come.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 3, verse 16, and it reads, "And unto him thou gavest Isaac, and unto Isaac thou also gavest Jacob and Esau. As for Jacob, thou didst choose him to thee, and put by Esau, and so Jacob became a great multitude."
So, as the scripture says, the Most High put Jacob by him. And if you don't know, and you already should have a full understanding on who Jacob is the progenitor of the 12 tribes of Israel, who are now considered as the blacks, Latinos, and the indigenous man of this land and the southern part of this land. Those are the lost tribes, or the lost house of Israel. Well, Yasharallah, aka Israel. All right, you can get 2nd Ezra 6, and we'll read 8 through 9.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 8, and it reads, "And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau." Verse 9, "For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth."
So again, we're getting into prophecy and the fact that we are now coming into the time when that moment when the heel of Esau was taken hold of. This is that time. And we're seeing it as Jacob is no longer staying on Christianity. I mean, there are those that do remain in that, and that's because that is their lot. But the house now, the elect, are, if not all waking, and they're no longer staying on the lies and the false truths that this plantation Christianity has bestowed upon us. Jacob is now leaning back on the Holy One of Israel. Jacob is now turning back to the Most High, leaning on him for the understanding, following the prophets that the Most High has set back towards us now. You know, told us to the voice behind us. Those of us that have heard that voice have turned around. You know, it doesn't say the voice is in front of you or on the side of you. It says the voice is behind you. And it tells you, this is the way. Walk ye in it. So now that the elders have come forward, that the prophets have come forward. They've been out for 35 plus years teaching, preaching, and giving this information to us. And man, I mean, brothers have soaked it up like sponges. So we thank the Most High for that.
Precept. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 25 and verse 23, and it reads, "And the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger."
So now, as we see now, that time is swiftly coming into play. You know, the elders, he's been having his way. You know, he's been doing his thing. He's been running roughshod over the children. You know, I mean, besides from the Roman captivity all the way up from Greek to Rome, all the way to now, you know, he's done complete abominations. He's twisted. He's changed up the word of the Most High. And he really didn't change the word of the Most High. He changed our minds, you know, to believe what he was saying. You know, he manipulated and tells you to, you know, take things in context while he never does. The hypocrisy of this man has been overwhelming. You know, he tells you that, you know, you have to read things and take things in context, but clearly not one of them can tell you John 3:14, John 3:15. This whole world is just based on John 3:16. And the only thing that brings into fruition. But yet they have no clear understanding on John 3:16. Because if they did, they wouldn't keep repeating it as much as they do. It wouldn't be the only thing that they lean on. But this is the way this man has taught confusion and stupidity. You know, he's used our own book against us because, well, for the lack of a better term, we wanted to hear lies. We wanted to hear things that didn't profit us. So that's what was given to us.
I'm going to finish off here. A couple more verses. This is Genesis chapter 25 and verse 24. And it reads, "And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb." Verse 25, "And the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment. And they called his name Esau," which in the Hebrew is Ishashua, which is he wasted away.
And
you can break down.
And basically, I mean, you know, that dispels that whole black and white notion. You know, the Most High was clear on the description he gave. You know, and these people have been literally running around in plain sight. While they've done their best to make us a proverb and a byword, they've done even more to run from their own true identity. You know, and use all kind of manipulations to make somebody believe that they're pure, they're upright, they're righteous. You know, by definition, that is what white is. So, you know, this devil, the wicked, has literally been running around this earth convincing people that he's white, that he's righteous, that he's just. But you have but to look at his actions to know that all of that is a filthy, stinking lie.
And he was given that name because why? Because he didn't have any pigment, no pigmentation.
Wasted away.
Wasted away. So you got to put yourself in that situation. When he came out, you know, he came out first. You know, the elders should serve the younger, and he had no pigmentation. You know, and that time, you know, people, you know, when they came out, you know, the infants, you know, he had pigmentation, and so you got to imagine when he came out. I mean, he looked like an abomination. You know, so which he is.
Right, and then not only that, but if you say his name correctly, it's because his father was startled.
Yes.
Ishashua. Like, what
Yeah,
the what?
yeah. What is this?
What
You know,
is this?
yeah.
We're you know, he's wasted away as one born dead. You know, so right there, you know, if you understand, you know, the Most High made it clear. But, you know, shave them down, clean them up, and now they convince the world that they're what is good. But, you know, we're talking about a man who the literal sun hates. You know, the sun feeds feeds you vitamin D, feeds you vitamin C. Everything is good. That's why this man has been covering the skies so that the sun is not as strong. It can't give its true light. You know, he thinks that he can destroy the children of Israel. You know, but you only get those that the Most High gave you. I'm gonna. You got more?
I just last verse 26, Genesis 25 and 26, and it says, and after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob, and Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. So that's just symbolic of when Jacob held Esau's heel. That's symbolic of his kingdom, his rulership being pulled down, and that's what we're in the time today. We're getting closer and closer, you know, to that coming into fruition. You know, right now we see everything that's going on in this world. You know, we see that time has come, where Jacob is getting ready to pull down, you know, the heel, you know, of Esau, you know, through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Yeah, we truly live in wonderful times because these prophecies can no longer be told, oh no, that's not what that means. Now the book is literally speaking for itself. It you know, with the understanding that the prophets have delivered, with the true reasoning of the scriptures, now we know. You know, I mean, it's truly a beautiful thing. Well, Psalms 137, verse 7, both 7 and 8. When you hear the truth and the Most High takes the fat from your ears and lifts the veil from your eyes, I mean, it's so clear. You know, it's clear as a bell. You're no longer deceived in, you know, white and black. You know, and in 2022, if you're still running around referring to yourself as black, I mean, it is what it is. You're stuck where you're stuck. At this point, there's no getting around it, because you've had plenty of time, and I don't really believe there's anybody at this point. If they say it, I'm almost sure they're telling a story that they haven't heard. The Most High is moving this knowledge throughout the whole world now, so everyone is going to hear, whether or not they forbear or whether or not they're given the acceptance of this word. You're going to hear, you're going to know, and then you're going to have your judgment bestowed upon you.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 137 and verse 7, and it reads, remember, O Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, the children of Edom, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof.
So we just want you to know that, you know, Esau has a lot to pay for. From the very beginning, you've been tormenting us. You're the one that burned down our temple. When the Babylonians carried us into captivity, you're the one that was behind them doing all kind of abominations to our elderly and to those that were getting away. You were the ones, you know. And now, for those who've shown no mercy is going to be showed to you. You know, and the time is swiftly coming upon you. That's why Esau is working so quick right now. He's seen the chariots. He knows what they're here for. It's not a mystery to the elite why they're here. This is why they're preparing their military forces, because they know what's about to bestow them. You know, they know what's getting ready to enter into the house of the thief. And this thief, not only has he stolen a continent, he's stolen an entire nation of people.
A precept just to back that up. This is the first Esdras, chapter 4 and verse 45, and it reads, thou also hast vowed to build up the temple which the Edomites burned when Judea was made desolate by the Chaldees. So that's just going into the time of 70 AD, where the Babylonians, you know, they seized Jerusalem. It was these damn devils that actually burned down the temple. Just backing the brother up. And we're going to go to verse 8. Psalms chapter 137, verse 8, and it reads, O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Verse 9, happy shall he be that taketh and dashes thy little ones against the stones.
So the alligator bait you know, the delectable Negro, you know, the constant, you know, we're what, 12%, but we're over 70% of prison inmates. You know, all of these things that you've constantly done. You know, the tying up the pregnant women and slitting their bellies open. You know, and for all of the atrocities that we don't even know right now. You know, I mean, some things that just so abominable, I'm not even going to speak on them. But you know what you've done, and the Most High knows what you've done, and not only that, what you've done to the apple of His eye. You know, you did that to His children. You know, and the reason for it is I'm going to read Isaiah 13. I'm going to go over there to chapter 13. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of power. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation, and that's Israel, in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. You know, and you assume that because we were given into your hands, and the key word was given into your hands. You didn't take over nothing. You know, the Most High was had a problem with us and the things that we did. So we were given into your hands. You know, and you never considered your latter end. You just figured this thing would go on forever, and you would always be able to have us in a state of oppression, always trotting on us, walking over us, where we'd have to lay down so that you could walk over us. But the Most High is raising us up, and I'm gonna read Isaiah.
Let me get this precept. Okay. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49, and verse 16, and it reads, Thy terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, that holdest the height of the hill, though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Read that one more time for me, please.
This book of Jeremiah, chapter 49, and verse 16, and it reads, Thy terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, that holdest the height of the hill, though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai.
That verse has so many twists and turns in it. You know, not only are you the cave dweller, that you come from the Caucasus Mountains of Georgia, Russia, but you represented by the eagle. That is your symbol. And that's been, you know, the symbol for you Caucasians, you Edomites, for the longest time. Because the eagle is what? It flies the highest. It's the best bird of prey. You know, and the whole world has been, man, you know, your victim. You've terrorized the entire world. And you know, that time is swiftly coming to an end. And that's based, I'm going to read here Isaiah 13 and Isaiah 14. I'm going to start with verse 1. I'm going to just read that one.
Can we get it for you?
You can, yeah.
Isaiah 14?
Yes.
And 1?
Yeah.
There's the book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 1, and it reads, For the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
So now when you hear that, you really have to ask yourself again, what is John 3:16 talking about? The Most High says he's going to have mercy on Jacob. He doesn't say the whole world. You know, and not only that, but it's a select amount of Jacob. The elect is those that he's going to have mercy on. So not even all Jacob is going to make it on this side. Most of them will have to pass through the fire with you and the rest of these nations that figured, you know, you are on top. Jacob has been beat down now to the point where he really believes too that you're never going to come down. He has forgotten his own power in the Most High, that the Most High is the one that delivers. The Most High is the one who puts into captivity and takes out of captivity. He wounds and he heals. He kills and he makes alive. You know, and there's none that can take you out of his hands. So Jacob has literally forgotten that. And now all he knows is, I love Esau. I have to save Esau. I mean, what kind of destroyed person his only ambition is to save the man that's destroying him? How destroyed are you? You know? You can you still in Isaiah 14? Go,
continue.
Well, you can go over to verse 21 if you want.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, and verse 21, and it reads, "Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities."
So now you know what you have in store for you, Esau. You know, there's a slaughter being prepared for you. You know, and the Most High is going to let his children enact that vengeance. You know, and not only that, Yahushua, whom y'all ignorantly call JC, you know, he's waiting, he's ready. You know, I don't want to say waiting patiently, but when the command is for him to come, man, the destruction is going to be swift. You know, in 1 hour. So, you know, and it's going to be so many things happening. You know, the plagues of Egypt, they're going to be upon you. You know, the chariots are going to be upon you, and the missiles are going to be inbound. You know, and
that precept. It's the book of Ecclesiasticus of Sirach, chapter 41 and verse 7, and it reads, "The children will complain of an ungodly father, because they shall be reproached for his sake." Verse 8, "Woe be unto you, ungodly men, which have forsaken the law of the Most High power, for if ye increase, it should be to your destruction."
So now we're actually seeing, you know, a lot of these Edomites are now literally, they're trying to apologize. They're trying to make amends for what their forefathers did. You know, Black Lives Matter, not really, but, you know, I mean, if you're still black, then, yeah, it really doesn't matter what happens to you, because you're choosing to be something other than you are. You're still choosing to be referred to as a proverb and a byword. But nevertheless, these people are now beginning to understand the atrocities and the abominations that their forefathers committed. You know, I mean, it's hard to fathom, except that the Most High had put on their spirit to be that level of wicked, that you could do that to another person. You know, that you could look another person in the eyes and commit such horrible acts. You know, separate families. You know, make somebody to travel for, what was it, 13? How many months was it to come over here? Almost a year and a half?
Yeah, year and a half.
And so you're in the bowels of these ships, chained with all the defecation and the abominations that come with that. You know, then they bring you up on the deck, chain you together, and just push you off into the ocean, to where the sharks still follow the same path. And I was watching the news today up there, one of those northern cities where the sharks are now, they're beginning to come in and bite people. And the first thought that came to my mind was, you know, the Most High is just, because you're getting your paybacks. You know, the sharks feasted on us to the point where they still follow those same trails. That means their mother's shark taught them, man,
There's food there.
there's food there. You know? And these people think that, you know, John 3:16 is their cop-out. Well, John 3:16 isn't going to do nothing for you because it never was for you. You know, this plantation Christianity that you've been taught, that you've learned over time, that you think these people have your best interest in mind, they do not. And the fact is, it really doesn't matter. If you could convince us right now that you were right and we were wrong, what would it change? The Most High is still going to come and do what He's going to do. And the only thing it would change is that you would get us destroyed with you. But you can't convince us anymore because we've been down that road. You know, we came out of Christianity. You know, most of us came out of that madness. So, you know, I don't understand these people running around coming back trying to convince us again, you know, hey, come here, take this sleeping medicine and go back to sleep. But nevertheless, the Most High works on His time. So you can put us all back to sleep. It wouldn't change a thing. You're still going to be destroyed. You're still going to go into captivity. And at some point, you're still going to be eliminated, eradicated. We have Jeremiah 51. We'll start at verse 8.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51 and verse 8, and it reads, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain. If so, she may be healed. Let me run that back again. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51 and verse 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain. If so, she may be healed.
And she can't be healed. It's too far. It's too far gone. You know, I mean, this nation has had ample opportunities to make amends. You know, to be so to speak as Nineveh. You know, but at every turn you fought to be wicked. You know, even so much as now with this whole Roe versus Wade. Who fights to be a murderer? You know, and to be looked at. It's like, you know, I'm a man, and I love women, but as this whole debate with this Roe versus Wade goes down right now, it's like I'm just kind of like I'm repulsed. You know, you people are fighting to be murderers. You know, even when it came down to the whole Similac shortage. You know, you women make breast milk. What the hell do you mean your baby gonna go hungry? What are you doing? There's no reason why your child should go hungry because you don't want to feed them with the food and the nourishment that the Most High gave you to give them. You want this processed amalgamation of bullshit. And if you can't give them that, you just what? You just gonna sit there with your breast full of milk, but they're hungry because you can't go buy Similac. Are you kidding me? These people are really fit for destruction. And that's mercy. I've said it before, but that's mercy. Your destruction is mercy from the Most High. Because you just refuse to do what you're supposed to do. You know?
Got a precept. Just going back to the women. This is a verse. This is the book of Job, chapter. Just get to the point. Chapter 39, verse 17, and it reads, "Because the Most High hath deprived her of wisdom, neither hath He imparted to her understanding." And that's the women today. They're just totally out of order. You know, even when it comes to marching for something that's an abomination. Murder. It just shows how lack of wisdom these women have. The Lord said they don't have understanding. And that's why they're in that perpetual state of just being confused. They're in a state of confusion. Even though, you see the whole world, it lieth in wickedness, the whole world is confused, especially here in Babylon the Great, aka America, because, Babylon does mean confusion. This whole place is just nothing but confusion. But the women, man, you guys are totally out of order. I just wanted to bring that out.
Con. Grab Isaiah 47, and we're just gonna start at 1. That whole verse is just compelled to just get into it.
Isaiah 47 and 1?
Yeah, we're gonna go 1 through 15, but we'll break it down in pieces.
All right. Book of Isaiah, chapter 47 and verse 1, and it reads, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans."
And now that's telling you right there that your time of understanding, your time of ruling the world, your time of being the big dog on the block, those times is over. And now it's time to sit in the dust of the confusion of man, that the guy you got in office right now that's ruling over you. The dude is perpetually confused. They have to write him notes that tell him, go in, shake someone's hand. Go in and introduce yourself. This man is a moron. And then you have another buffoon steady chasing him down, trying to get back something that he lost. And when it comes to these two parties, the confusion is the reason why one party knows that it was rigged because they rigged it. And then the other party rigged it too. So now they're like, well, it was rigged because we know we rigged it. And we didn't win because something else had happened.
Keep going. I'll start back from the top. Isaiah chapter 47, verse 1, and it reads, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate."
So now you're no longer going to be that virgin land. You got just a small taste when they hit them towers. But we also know that was, that was an inside operation. But nevertheless, that was just a small taste.
Keep going. Yeah. Verse 2 says, "Take thy millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers."
And that's us witnessing all your atrocities, all your abominations. That they just showed up there in Canada, where the indigenous people did the mass graves from your Catholic church. And once again, these churches, and all you other churches, you're literally the daughters of the Catholic Church. Whether or not you want to admit it, accept it, deal with it or not, that's what you are. You still espouse her philosophies, and this whole church running around to these other churches, this church group running around to these other churches, declaring that Saturday is the Sabbath. No, it's not. The elders, the apostles, the great millstone have shown you the error of your ways. But that pride is coming up to bite you in the ass again. So you think Saturnalia's day is the Sabbath. Most High never made a Greek, Roman, pagan day his Sabbath. His Sabbath is based on the new moon. But only somebody who is abstinent, hard-headed, doesn't want to hear the truth, would convince themselves that, if Saturday is the Sabbath, well, might as well just take the purple off and go be a Seventh-day Adventist. They believe in Saturday. Hell, they have some Saturday worshiping Baptists, And that's what these churches are so upset about, is because they realize that just one church is trying to take their members from another church. It's like a giant member swap. Nothing different, nothing new,
It's all for vainglory.
Right, all for vainglory, to look good, to have large numbers of people. But you're going to find in the end that large number is going to do you no good.
This will focus on the outward appearance, and just getting that bag. That's all they're focused on.
Come on.
Can we keep going?
Yeah.
Verse 3, it says, "Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take..."
And that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing your shame. We're seeing your nakedness. You know, that's why they're tearing down your statues. You know, the scripture tells you that, you know, I have seen princes on the ground and servants on horseback. That's why you got rid of that statue of Teddy. You know, you've gotten you're tearing down your Columbus statue because we understand. You know, these so-called great men. You know, even Lincoln. Didn't Lincoln have slaves?
Oh yeah.
You know, but he freed, and the man couldn't even say freedom. He said emancipation, which is literally, you just got transferred from being personal property to state property. That's all that happened. And you think something, you know, all of these atrocities, their BS is being made public now. You know, this is why they have that, you know, no critical race theory. It's not a theory, it's facts. You've treated an entire nation of people like trash. And it's coming back to bite you in the ass. You know, you get ready to celebrate another one of your abominable holidays tomorrow. Holiday, actually, because your so-called independence came at what cost to us? We were in the fields. We were still calling you massa. We were still being whipped. We were still going through all kind of abominations while you were celebrating your independence. You know, while you were celebrating your stolen land. You know, so that's what it means when your nakedness is being uncovered.
Being exposed.
Man, you know, you can't hide behind yourself no more. Just like you can't hide behind white anymore, you can't hide behind your atrocities, you know? And you can't use your power and your force to make us just accept your BS anymore. You know, you had at one point you could use, you know, if you see you couldn't convince us, you just kill us. You know, like they say, you could get caught reading and just catch an ass whipping, but you get caught reading the Bible and understanding it, your ass was dead. You know?
I got a precept. This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 16, and it reads, "Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's Yahweh Hashem Yoshia's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory."
And that right hand is Yahweh Shai. You know? And again, the moment he's given the command, and yes, he is waiting on the order. You know, he's waiting. He is anxious to come back and devastate you people.
And so imagine as soon as Yahweh says, hey, go claim that kingdom, my son.
Man,
you know,
you're gonna realize he's already here. He's just gonna manifest himself and begin a destruction like you've never seen. You know, right when you're sitting down to fill your belly, right when you thinking to yourself, we have achieved our NWO.
You probably won't say it like that. I'm saying like King James. You'll probably say, hey, you know, son, go claim your kingdom.
Man.
You know, and then man, that's gonna be nothing but ass kicking.
It's gonna be 1001 because the devastation that he's gonna bring to you, you're never gonna rise again from it. You know, your continuity of government is not gonna have any continuity. It's gonna get devastated and it's gonna remain devastated. You know, and maybe later we'll talk about after your 1,000 years. You know, again, mercy. You know, because man, I can imagine our people we got some treatments we can give you for 1,000 plus. You know, paybacks, man. You know, but again, the Most High is showing mercy. That your retribution is only going to last double up. You're just going to double up, and then you're going to be eliminated. You know, you'll be, you know, no one's going to remember you anymore. You know, wasn't there a
He's going to perish away like his own dung.
Man, you know, gone. At some point, the memory of you is going to be gone.
Keep going. verse 3 again from the top says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
And this time, you're not going to put your hands on him. You're not going to mock him. You're not going to spit on him. And make no bones about it. We sanctioned his death. But you damn devils put him to death. You damn devils, you Romans, you are the ones that put your hands on him. You are the ones that put that cross on his head. You are the ones that stabbed him in his side. You are the ones who put him on that cross. You know, you also the ones that teach us to worship the cross. And I often wonder, why would you want to worship the device used to murder him? But once again, that's your hypocrisy, because you know what you did. You set it up so you could do it.
Another precept. This is the book of Nahum, chapter 3 and verse 5, and it reads, behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord Yahweh Shai of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will shew the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. Verse 6, and I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock.
So, you know, once again, you know, and we're literally beginning to see your dress lifted now, and see your you know, see the vile abomination that is you. You know, I mean, you haven't changed. You know, just because you shaving yourself down, and you know you taught yourself where you were taught. You know, because we know who came and taught you in the mountains. You know, change your damn drawers, clean yourself. You know, who showed you some type of civilization, and then you claim, you know, civilization began with, no, it didn't. The world was civilized before you got to it. You uncivilized the world. You turned the entire world upside down. You know, fed an entire world stupidity.
Well, so civilization began with the Greeks. That's what they say, right? But that just means that that wicked root, you know, came upon the earth. And now it's just been getting perpetually worse and worse.
Wickedness began with that.
And it says that Yahweh Shai will not meet thee as a man, meaning he's coming back in that angelic, as an angelic force. He's coming back with the host of the angels, you know, to come, kick ass and take names later, you know. You know, he's coming back to, put a beating, you know, upon these Edomites, you know.
Put you in complete subjugation, you know, that you no longer rise again. You know, you'll never fill the earth with cities. You're going to be cut off.
Verse 4, it says, as for our Redeemer, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel.
So once again, the Holy One of Yasharallah, Israel. You know, the Most High, unless you are one of his children in another nation, that is that great multitude that be together. It's not the other nations. The promise was and always will be Israel's, and not the bastard dwelling in Ashdod. The true house of Israel, the sons, daughters of Jacob, not Esau.
So the Lord of hosts, Lord of armies. You know, so the Lord's coming back with that angelic power, you know, with the host of the angels, you know, to come bring, you know, to come beat that, to come bring that beat down, you know, upon Babylon the Great, aka America, and wherever else destruction's been allotted.
And it says right there, as for our Redeemer.
Don't step on that sticks.
Not the whole world, our Redeemer. That's him showing who belongs to him. Israel is the lot of his inheritance, not the whole world.
I got a precept here. This is the book of Jude, chapter 1, verse 14, and it reads, and Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000s of his saints. Verse 15, to execute judgment upon all, and to convince all that are ungodly among them of all their ungodly deeds which they have ungodly committed, and all of their hard speeches which ungodly sinners have spoken against them. And who's the biggest sinner? That's you Edomites, you Edomites, Esau, which for all your abominations that you committed, all the atrocities that you've done to our people, the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, so-called Hispanics, and you so-called Native Americans. The Lord said he's coming with 10,000s of his saints. So you can imagine when he comes with that holy host, the armies, man, it's going to be a beautiful sight, for us, but it's going to be terror upon you.
And the reason you were so successful this time is because the Most High put it on your spirit to remove us from the understanding of who we were, who we are, and it's understandable because, no one is going to wear the name of the Most High and be an adulterer, and we were worshiping other powers. We were doing things that we know our spirit was telling us we shouldn't be doing. So, it was understood that the Most High was going to remove his name from us, which was your best weapon. Because without the understanding of who we were, you were able to do what you did. You were able to convince us that we aren't the children, because that time had to be for us to be removed from that understanding, so that we could come into this punishment. But how much more greater is it going to be when in this land, those that it was said to, you are not the sons of power. There it's going to be said, you are the sons of the living power. There is salvation going to take place. There is where the command will go forth, come up hither. And there is where salvation and again, that plantation Christianity, salvation is to be, we're all sinners. No, you're wicked. We're sinners. And we're striving now to remove ourselves from that wickedness and that sinfulness. Because, well, you spent an entire several generations convincing us that the laws was done away with. All we had to do was believe in JC, and everything was going to work out right for you.
Right. Even though the laws were not given to them, they were given to Israel, but they took on the laws. So guess what? The Lord's going to hold you accountable as a sinner for doing that, But, that, like I said, it's that when the host of armies come, it's going to come and destroy our people, which, are sinners because we've been given the laws. But you damn Esau, you took on the law. So guess what? You're a damn sinner. And you're wicked.
Man.
You want me to keep going?
Yeah, come.
All right. Let me get something else.
I was looking for the that favor be shown to the wicked.
Oh, okay. I'll continue while you get that. The book of Isaiah, chapter 47 and verse 5, and it reads, "Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the lady of kingdoms." Keep going. Verse 6, "I was wroth with my people, I have polluted mine inheritance, and given them into thine hand, and thou didst shew them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou verily heavily laid thy yoke."
And that begins in the beginning when you first, when you brought us over here in those ships. You didn't show the old any reverence. You didn't show the young any reverence. You basically treated all like shit. You treated our older people like shit. You treated our children like shit. You separated us. You raped our young men. You raped our young women. I mean, who gets off raping a young man? That is, you did such atrocities to our children. And you think you can convince us that you don't deserve retribution. That all of that is just wiped under the rug and the Most High loves everybody and everything is all good. That's way far from the truth.
I got that if you want it.
Come.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 26, verse 10, and it reads, "Let favor be shewed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai."
And that's twofold, because that literally is going on right now as we speak in the land. And if history has showed you anything, the land Most High the land spews out wickedness. That's why when the Canaanites, when their time was come up, the Most High spewed them out and brought us in. And then every time our wickedness reached a certain level, that land, man, he put us out. But these people, they think that they're in that land doing all kind of atrocities, all kind of wickedness, and that the land, you know, that their time is, they're not building up their thing, and their time isn't coming upon them where the land is going to spew them out too, you know. and you Amalekites, man, you know, your latter end is going to be terrible, because not only are you the ones that own the ships, you the ones that sponsored it all, but then you turned around and claimed the heritage that you should have just left alone. You know, you put a lot of heavy clay upon yourselves, you know, claiming to be us, taking our land, think we don't know you building the third temple underground, you know, thinking all these things is a mystery. The Most High is nothing is a mystery. He sees and knows everything that happens. Not only are the chariots moving around at I'm not going to say alarming rate, but innumerable rate. But as I said before, your spirit belongs to the Most High. So do you not think he sees what you do through you? You know, you'd have to be a fool to believe that, you know, maybe if I close my eyes, he's not going to see the things that I'm doing. He sees everything you do because your spirit is his.
Keep going that? Keep going.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
Verse 7, and thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it.
And this is, you know, that Lady Liberty and America the Beautiful and all of this bull crap. And you're so arrogant that you literally were treating one entire nation, and I mean the northern and the southern kingdom, like shit, while actually claiming to be this great nation, land of the free. Wait a minute. Well, who are those people in the background picking cotton, picking everything else, picking your tobacco leaves, picking sugar cane, building your homes, cleaning and cooking in your food, taking care of your children? Who are those people? Are they the free too? And you're definitely not brave when Gad is beating your ass to the point where you got to formulate a treaty with him and then turn around and break that treaty more than 400 times. There's no land of the free and home of the brave. That's BS. And you know it's BS. But you still claim it because you think you're going to be a lady forever. You know? And you actually get the same people that you devastated and decimated to defend your ass. Which is, man, that's beyond me how you, the Most High put it on us though, for our transgressions. Nothing that you were able to do for our transgressions that was put upon us. Keep going.
Verse 8, therefore hear now this thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children.
And this is, again, you know, I mean, this whole verse, the reason why I wanted to get into that whole verse is because this whole verse speaks volumes about your past, about your present, and about your future. The whole, you know, you literally think you're not going to be a widow, you know, but the Most High is going to make you a widow overnight. You're going to get the loss of children. You're going to get the loss of women. You're going to get the loss of your men. Even right now, with the plague that's hitting this place, you know, it's devastating. What is it, over 1 million now in America? Due to the thing that you people created, you know, and make no bones about it. And I say it all the time, the only thing you need to do to get a patent in this world is there's only one thing that needs to be done. You need to invent something. So why does the CDC have so many patents on these diseases? I mean, you know, use a little bit of common sense. You know?
Got a precept. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 5, and it says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High has remembered her iniquities. Verse 6, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works in the cup which she hath filled to her filled. Run that back. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works in the cup which she hath filled to her double. Verse 7 says, how much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and I'm no widow, and shall see no sorrow. It's going back to now we're just going into. It says, verse 8, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord power who judgeth her.
And this is what I was saying earlier, you know, even if you were to convince us and make us believe in the BS that you espouse, it's not going to change nothing. The only thing it changes is, you know, instead of mercy being shown to us, we get destroyed with you. But run that back one more time.
From the top?
Yeah, from where you started.
Revelation chapter 18 and verse 5, and it says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities.
So from the time of your inception, when you came over here and you began, you know, I mean, who's the original germ warfare? You gave smallpox, you gave your common cold, you brought rats and roaches to this land. This land was void of rats and roaches till you got here. You know, the indigenous people didn't get sick.
All the colonization.
Right. You know, you were the one that murdered off an entire nation of people just with your cold, with the nastiness of yourself. You know, all of this is reached up unto the Lord of Sabaoth. You know, and your time is swiftly coming upon you. You know, I mean, what haven't you done? You look for iniquity and wickedness, and you run with it. I mean, I say all the time that Jacob tries to be as wicked as you, but Jacob really can't hold a candle to you. You know, your wickedness knows no measure. At some point, Jacob knows. I mean, you know, my God, I can't keep going like this. But you, there's no limit on your wickedness.
Going. Verse 6, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works.
And this is why you people want John 3:16 so much, because you know what's coming. You know, you committed all of these things, you've done all of these abominations, and now it's all about John 3:16. You know, and you think, you know, that love is for you. You think that you could do everything that you've done, and now it's just all about you getting love. And that double up it doesn't mean you. Well, I'm here to tell you that double up is for you. You're gonna get the same love that you handed out, double. So just consider that. All the love you gave my foreparents when you packed them on the ships. All the love you gave my foreparents when you were over here giving them the cold, killing them hanging them in 13, slitting their stomachs open and stomping out the children. All of that love, that's the love you're getting. You're going to truly come to the understanding of, I love you to death. It's going to be clear to you in a little bit. You know, you ain't going to keep asking for it because you're going to get it. You want it, you're going to get it. And you're going to get it double for 1,000 years. And there's no getting around it. There's no escaping it. There's no running from it. Only thing you can do is continue on your path now. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. Because the cup is going to pass through to you. And you're going to drink it. All of the dregs, everything that you filled up in that cup. You filled that cup up.
Got a precept. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49, And verse 12, and it reads, for thus saith the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it.
And basically, your job was to turn us back to our power. Your job was to punish us and turn us back to our understanding. Instead, you chose to further our iniquity. You chose to further our judgment. You chose to make it worse for us. But in the same likeness, you just made it worse for you. You made your judgment what was written. I mean, it was always written that this was going to happen, but you perpetuated it. Like I said, where you may have received the mercies of Nineveh, you thought, nah, I'm God. I'm good. I'm going to do this. I'm doing this. God didn't give you to my hands. I took you down. You didn't take nothing down. We were given into your hands. And now you get the full judgment with no mercy.
Revelation 18:6, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. In the cup which she had filled, fill to her double. Verse 7, how much has she glorified herself and lived deliciously? So much torment and sorrow give her, for she said in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow.
And you really believe that. You really believe that this land is you're never going to pay for your crimes, you know, because punishment has gone, you've gone so long without punishment. You really believe that there is no punishment coming for you. You think that our power is altogether such as one as thyself, but you're coming in. You're now beginning to see what's coming for you. You know, you're now beginning to begin to get that understanding of what was done, you know, and you know, for all you people that don't believe the scriptures, I mean, man, it chronologically tells us what was going to happen to, and that, you know, that's why you people come up with all of these different stories and all of these different ways and things, because you're trying to dispel the scriptures. But this is a history book. It's a study book. It's a guide to the future. You know, past, present, and future. And nothing in this book. Most High, what did he say? Not one word is going to come back to him void. Yeah. Everything that he spoke, everything that he said, is going to come to fruition.
The Most High is not a man that he should lie.
So it's going to be made manifest. You know? And so that's why, you know, you John 3:16 lovers who don't know John 3:17, 15, 14, nothing else in the scriptures, just John 3:16, drop the mic and walk off, man, you're going to be in for a rude awakening. You know? Number one, you're going to find that it doesn't pertain to you at all. You know, most of you are not that world. You know, that's why the Christian church has so-called white churches and so-called black Negro churches. You know, and that's why the white churches really don't want you to be a part of them, because most of them already have an understanding. You know, and they mock you because they know if you running around being a part of what they believe, then you don't understand the scriptures. And you just deceive, which means, you know, it's funny, you know, Christians, man, doctors, PhDs, DHPs, FH, all kind of acronyms and things, you know, along with your title and your name, until it comes to Christianity. And then you just lose your damn mind. Most of you people, you can't count to 3 when it comes to Christianity. 3 days and 3 nights. Yeah, Sunday morning.
Positions of no value.
Are you kidding me? How you not? You know, how is it that you can extrapolate the earth's core and all kind of things, but then when it comes to just basic Christianity and understanding the scriptures, you are so far removed, you're like night and day. You know? The main reason is because this book and Christianity are oil and vinegar. One has nothing to do with the other. They're about as far removed from each other as night and day. And if you're running around, especially being a black Christian, well, then they know you're removed from light. You know? You love darkness.
If they speak not according to the word, there's no light in them.
Con.
And they're definitely not speaking according to the word.
Con, because light came into the world, but men love darkness rather than light.
We'll finish off here, verse 8.
Yeah.
It says, Revelation 18:8 says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord power who judgeth her.
You know, and that basically, go back to
Isaiah 47.
and 9, and then just read that one. Yeah, go down to verse 9. I think we're already down to 9, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll read it again.
Okay.
It says Isaiah chapter 47, verse 8, because then it ties in. It says, therefore hear now this, thou that art given into pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. Verse 9, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day. Now just type in Revelation. It says in one day.
In one day.
It says the loss
In
of
one
children
day. Go ahead.
and widowhood, they shall come unto thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thine enchantments.
You know, and what's miraculous about this place is the youngest nation on the planet sits the bully of the whole planet. You know, you really do stand alone. And the whole, you know, now it's beginning that these smaller nations are beginning to understand, art thou as weak as we? You know, they're seeing it now, because you have really no, you know, your only continuity of government is going to be when you hiding in them bunkers waiting. But then, you know, when you're drawn out of them by force, you know, I keep teasing the brother. I'm a knock on the door for you. You know what I mean? You know, when the time comes to drag your butt out of there, I'm gonna knock on the door politely before it gets kicked in. But still, you know, you're not gonna have that continuity, and you're not gonna rule ever again. You know, and you can see the confusion. You know, when is the last time that your government has gotten anything done other than pass rights for the crooked letter people? You know, that's the last time that they got anything done. Even during the Obama era, when there was divisiveness throughout your whole government, the only thing you were able to accomplish was let the crooked letter people have rights too. They should be able to do the same abomination. And that whole thing began when you called yourself giving us equal rights. That was a plot that you people were doing. You put that up in there, and you considered them, you know, oh, well, you're black, you want to be treated fairly. That's the equivalent to some confused person wanting to be able to do atrocities and abominations to each other, you know, and continue to do that. So you put all of that under that same umbrella. And now, basically, the so-called blacks are kicked out from underneath that umbrella, left out there in the rain and the storm, while the crooked letter and the you know, all of you people are under it. But you're going to find out soon that rainbow is not for you, and that rainbow is going to be your downfall. How dare you take a symbol of the Most High's mercy and pervert it to be your own wicked cause?
You're gonna have a special judgment for
man. You know, you people ain't gonna get over or get off easy. You're not gonna get off easy.
Continue on. It says, verse 10, it says, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thy heart, I am, none else beside me.
You know, and that wickedness and perversion, You know, a man is a woman is a man. I can chop this off and split that and put that together and put this there and make that, and this, that, and the other. And now, instead of just two genders, male and female, what do you got? 26 now, according to this abomination. You know, the whole world for generation after generation after generation, even before the time of Noah. You know, and I mean, I'm guessing, but I'm thinking even then they knew it was male and female. They may have been doing all kind of wickedness and abominations, but it takes a special cut of person to decide I'm going to create over 26 genders.
The scripture says, male and female made he thee.
Right.
So I mean that's man,
You know?
they're just mocking Yahweh Shem Yeshai.
Right. But you know, this is given into your power to do. You know, but I mean, the signs are there. You know, like we said, you know, like the prophets say, the words are now coming off of the pages now. You know, you have only to read them now, and literally witness. We read and witness the words as they come off the page. You know, the Bible is now speaking. You know, and nothing is going to shut it up.
Go on. Verse 11, therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know.
And all of these things are happening, you know. They're getting ready to have a lot of these people coming up from the south again. You know, they can't stop them. You know, Trump had that little special thing in where he was stopping them. But, man, these people in these other nations, it ain't just, you know, Mexico and the southern nations. These other nations are sending in infiltrators, you know. And these things are getting ready to happen that you know, you're not ready for. The time of Jacob's trouble is upon us, you know. But our trouble is your trouble too, you know. Because when our trouble begins, that's the beginning of the end for you, you know. When you begin to implement your mark, that's the beginning of the end. I mean, you know, everyone is waiting on that right now. We're all waiting on that because we know once you begin to implement that, it's all downhill from there. You know, nothing else works for you from there. After that, once you implement your mark, it's just basically, man, we know the manifestation of the Most High is upon us.
Precept. There's the book of Thessalonians, 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 3, and it reads, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. And that goes for not only our people, you Israelites, but also for you Edomites and the rest of you heathen. You know, when the Lord comes, you know, with his chariots, when the Lord comes with his destruction, there's going to be no escape, especially here in Babylon the Great. This is going to be the second death, lake of fire. Not 1 inch of America is not going to be on fire. So there's going to be no escape for you people.
You know, and man, I mean, you know, you don't want to escape, because if you did, you'd hearken into the word. You know, I want to read this and then we'll finish that out. Obadiah, I'm sorry, Amos, chapter 9 and verse 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord power are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth. So that just goes into what the brother was just saying. From sea to filthy sea, from one end of this place to the other. It's going to be destroyed from off the face of the earth. Saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob. And there's your time of trouble for Jacob. You know, but he's not going to utterly destroy it, Jacob, because the elect are of Jacob. They're not of Moab and Ammon and Elam and all the rest of these nations. The elect are coming out of Jacob. And this is why the scripture is clear when it says, he will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. And I'm going to just read verse 9 and then we'll go on and finish that out. For lo, I will command and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations. So, and that just, our people are throughout the entire world. We've been scattered throughout the entire world. And these people act like they don't, you understand what's being said. You want to play stupid, to just be stupid. But that doesn't negate we are the ones scattered throughout the whole world. And he's going to take, like as corn is sifted in the sea, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. He's going to sift the house of Israel. And the elect of Israel, he's not going to lose one of them.
And then shall be known who are my chosen.
Man. When you people begin to witness the elect being risen up out of here, man, what a sad state of affairs that's going to be for all those left.
Yeah.
Because if we scarcely are going to be saved, and that means them missiles is going to be in sight as they leave. As the elect leave, the missiles are going to be, you're going to see both. As you looking up, watching the elect depart, you're going to see in the missiles coming in. And it's not going to be but a moment between the transition.
And I just got a quick precept. Psalms chapter 91, verse 7, it says, 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall come not thy thee. That's talking about when you said the elect's going to be beamed up, and you're going to see these people falling on your left, falling on your right, and the deliverance is going to come to that remnant, the elect, because again, Babylon the Great, aka America, is going to be utterly destroyed. I got another precept here. It says, verse Isaiah chapter 34, verse 11, it says, but the cormorant and the bittern shall possess it, the owl also and the raven shall dwell in it, and he shall stretch out upon it the line of confusion and the stones of emptiness. So go ahead, you got it.
I was considering that verse that you were saying, and what the elders were speaking on yesterday, how when those beams from the chariots take hold of the elect, it's going to be like a force field around.
Oh yeah.
So everything, all of the devastation that's happening, and this is why you're going to literally be seeing 1,000 on one side and 10,000 on the other, and nothing is going to happen to you. Once you're sealed, man, I believe those beams, whether or not you'll see them or they'll be invisible, man, they're going to be around the elect. You're going to be completely, man, like the three children in the furnace. You didn't even smell smoke on them. And the flame was so great that it was killing the mighty men, putting them in the furnace. But that one that they saw, that one man in the furnace with them, that's who you're going to need in this furnace to come. And without him, you're going to smell the smoke on you.
And it says line of confusion. You're not even going to be able to tell where New York was.
Nothing.
You're not going to be able to tell
Nothing.
where the Grand Canyon was.
It's going to be broken up.
Man.
It's going to be broken. Like literally broken in pieces. This land.
Yeah, that's why we said there's going to be nowhere to escape. Nowhere to escape.
If you're not part of the elect and on them ships, or if you're not part of the elites and in your bunkers outside of this area, like on your subs and your underground, because anything on this land, you're not part of the elites. If your bunker is here and you stuck here, man, it's like, I don't know.
But they got the missiles that can go.
Right, bunker busters.
Yeah, bunker busters.
They're going to hit, bunker busters hit, and then the real deal come behind them. And the bunker busters bad enough to bust open the ground so that when the other one hits, man, it's going to devastate your bunker. That's going to be your tomb. A pile of crumbled concrete.
Yeah, the elites, they won't be here. They'll be somewhere else in the retreats.
Right.
Or up in some space station. But guess what, man? You're going to be the first one that's going to go into captivity.
And that's something else I find amusing. is that, this man claims, he went to the moon. He went to the moon. He stuck a flag on the moon. Number one, if this dude had ever been to the moon, come tomorrow, they would supply telescopes to every red-blooded so-called American, where you would literally have to look up and salute that flag on the moon. You'd literally be looking at it. They'd have it where the moon would cycle around right at that time so that every American could look up and see that flag standing there and salute that flag. You've never been to the moon. Not only that, this man's level of pride. So if you'd been to the moon, let me see which one sounds greater. Moon base. Space station. Moon base. Space station. All you've got is a space station. If you'd have went to the moon, there'd be a moon base. And you'd still be declaring it. You ain't never been there. Because you ain't never passed through the Van Allen belt. Only one ever did came back like beef jerky, pork jerky. So, stop with the lies. And those are further part of your lies. Your skirt being lifted. You've declared for 60 plus, almost 60 years now, you went to the moon, but you didn't. And these people, you still got these dumbass, prideful Americans thinking, yeah, we went to the moon. No, you didn't. That's why all you have is a space station. And Elon Musk, you ain't going nowhere neither, buddy. You're going to be right where you can get found. And it seemed to me, y'all definitely, if I'm going to hide somewhere, I think I'd rather hide under the sea. Because, man.
Well, then they're going to have to deal with the...
Leviathan. Yeah, it's going to be bad, but, consider this. When we come back on them chariots, who we going to pass first? Your space station. All your little bases in space, we're coming back through there first. Scoop you up early. Like an Uber driver, scoop you up firsthand. Come on, because it's going to be a lot of shit for you to do right away.
Let me keep going?
Yeah, let's just finish off that verse.
Isaiah.
And,
47.
Yeah.
This book of Isaiah, chapter 47, and verse 12, it says, "Stand now with thy enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so, thou shalt be able to profit. If so, thou mayest prevail."
And that's, stand now with your laser beams and your rail guns and your elite space force and your air force. Those are the things you get ready to stand for, because that war in heaven is getting ready to take place. That thing Christianity has taught us, there was a war in heaven and the devil convinced, 1/3 it. Once again, your lies have caught up with you. You gonna fight that war in heaven. You getting ready to stand now with the multitude of your enchantments, and you gonna have to use your sword. All of these different, genders. While you steady trying to create a gender that'll go up into space, because we know that's what you're trying to do too. Something that can get through that belt. All of these things, man. The Most High is gonna lay them low, but your time is coming where you get ready to try your hand.
It says, "Where thou hast labored from thy youth." This is the book of Job, chapter 20 and verse 11, and it says, "His bones are full of sin of his youth, which he shall lie down with him in the dust." So this devil's been bringing this atrocity since the beginning. So now we're at the time where his rulership's getting ready to be cast down.
Even during David's time, where is that in? I think it's 2 Samuel, where what was the Edomite that witnessed David eat the shewbread?
Doeg?
Yeah, and then turned around on Saul's behalf. He murdered the priest.
Oh yeah.
Man, you gonna man?
Like 770?
Man,
like that?
yeah. You. You. Boy, oh boy. Sometimes I'm almost at a loss for words. for the level of punishment that you got coming. Man.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 52, just to go into that.
Yeah.
52 and verse 1, it says, Why boastest thou thyself in mischief, O mighty man? The goodness of the Most High endureth continually. Verse 2 says, Thy tongue deviseth mischiefs like a sharp razor working deceitfully. Verse 3, Thou lovest evil more than good, and lying rather than to speak righteousness. Verse 4, Thou lovest all devouring words, O thou deceitful tongue. This is going to this devil. You know that this is King David. You know, speaking about Doeg the Edomite, which basically that all you Edomites are the same way. You know, mischief is in your heart, in your mind. It says the Most High shall likewise destroy thee forever. He shall take thee away and pluck thee out of thy dwelling place and root thee out of the land of the living.
And that's another reason why Saul's house is collapsing. You know, man, did you put that Edomite on the priest like that and had him do what he did willingly and happily, you know, destroy your people, but you so Greek, man, oh man.
It says he's gonna root thee out of the land of the living.
Man. And that's why you're gonna be that abominable branch that has no place to go back to. The only place you're gonna have is destruction to go to. You know?
I'll just finish off here. It says the righteous also shall see and the righteous also shall see and fear and shall laugh at him. Verse 7, Lo, this is the man that made not the Most High his strength, but trusted in the abundance of his riches and strengthened himself in his wickedness.
And that is you, Esau. That is you in a nutshell. You don't trust the Most High. You trust that you can keep his people. You really believe that if you can keep us convinced of something other than the truth, that's going to bode well for you. You know? You really think, and that's a testament to you believing you have more power than the Most High, because you think if you keep his children lost in the sauce and twisted up, that's going to change something. But like I said before, nothing is going to change. You're just going to get them destroyed, but the elect you can't have.
Well, they trust now in their science and their technology, you know, so they you know, the Lord put that spirit in their mind that they can defeat the Lord, you know, through that.
Yeah.
You know, but the Lord's put them in a trick bag, you know, just so they can fight them.
And even then, you're going to be terrified. He's going to still, even with all your technology and all your belief in that you ready, you still going to have to be made to fight.
Yet they durst fight, yeah.
Yeah, you're going to have to be made to get it in, because the level of power that you're going to witness manifest itself. You know,
I mean, how wicked is that? You know, to think that in your mind that the Lord gave them that, but yet they think they're going to defeat the Lord with what the Lord gave them.
The creator of you can be defeated by you.
Wow.
I mean, you know, that takes a certain level, but that's the Most High putting it in your countenance to believe that, because you know, he's going to want a good show, old boy.
Wants a good fight.
You're going to have to put on a good show. A good show.
It's going to be a first round
man.
TKO. Man.
Hey, you're going to get knocked out standing up, and then you're going to get pummeled just for pummel's sake. You know, like you're going to literally get hit with the first shot and be cold. But your legs ain't going to get the info. Like your brain going to shut down. Your legs ain't going to get the info. Fall over. So you're going to stand up so you can get body beat, kicked, just paybacks, you know, because you thought because you got away with everything that you got away with, that the Most High was such as one as yourself.
Oh, man. All right. Isaiah 47:13, it says, Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers and stargazers, the monthly prognosticators, stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee.
And those people staring at the stars, they are seeing them chariots. you know, and there's going to be nothing they can do to save you, you know.
No, once those chariots break those clouds,
Man,
it's gonna be over.
you know, you can't even point a laser and hit them with a laser. They just, you know, slowly move out of your laser's way.
Oh, like we were saying yesterday, they're probably already here. They just got to manifest themselves. They're here already.
You know, if you see clouds, chances are, you know, that same cloud that our Lord went up to, you know, man, when them clouds uncloak, and you realize that you've been being watched, you know, and they manifest themselves now so you can know, you know. And, you know, that manifestation is for the elect so that they can have some kind of man, what's the word I'm looking for? Peace of mind. Knowing, you know, if you trust, if you believe, if you have faith, you know, that's the Most High showing you. I'm here. I got you.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, and the Lord's just pretty much just poking fun at them, you know.
Yeah.
You know, it's because they're worried. You know, they're right now. They know what's gonna come, but they still have it in their mind that they think they can defeat the Lord, but they know what's coming.
You know.
So they're weird in their consoles. You know, the Lord said, you know, go and search out, you know, all these things to see if you can find help. But there's gonna be no help. For you devils, you know.
Yeah, they're even weary in the fact that they're getting ready to go into their bunkers and they space because they know it's written you're gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, how cold is that? He wrote, it's written that you're gonna run and hide, and you're gonna get dug out of the same places that you're running and hiding. So, I mean, that in and of itself has to make you stressed out.
Mm.
You know, I mean, I can't help myself. I'm gonna run and hide. I built all this technology to run and hide. You know, everything in this book has manifested and come true. And now I'm just watching and waiting for the latter half of it to do the same. And there's nothing I can do to stop it. Not a damn thing can be done. That in and of itself is wearisome. I'm going to go hide in a bunker that I'm going to get drug out of and put into hardcore slavery. Be the first fruits of slavery.
Yeah, the play's already in motion, but they think they're gonna run in reverse on the Lord,
right?
and they're gonna get past the Lord. But nah, man, it's not gonna happen.
They're running a reverse play.
Like I said last night, I remember the Titans play. It's their last play. Georgia something reverse, whatever they ran.
Yeah,
that's funny.
You know, like it's gonna be a trick play. It's gonna be a running and not a pass play. But they can, man, the Most High knows you're gonna pass. And it's going to get intercepted, and you're going to get stomped out, and it's going to be your last play. And there's, you know, you pretty much are at the end of your road, you know, and there's not a crossroad for you. There's not two ways that you can go. It's one way, and that way has already been manifest. You've been heading down that one way since you began, and now that road, that end is near.
They're at the end of the road.
Yeah.
This is Isaiah chapter 47, verse 14. It says, "Behold, they shall be as stubble. The fire shall burn them up. They should not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it."
That's a nuclear message. What he say? So the fire be already kindled when I come.
Right.
So, you know, man, there's going to be nothing left for you. Everything is going to be decimated. You know, in America, you know, you're going to get hit, but America's going to hit some of you other lands too. So no one is going to escape this judgment. You know.
Yeah, it's just going, you know, to Malachi 4:1.
Yeah.
2 Peter 3:10. You know, it's going to be that fervent heat. You know, that day is going to burn like an oven. You know, there's going to be no escape. Like I said, they shall not escape. You know, this is none. Said they shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. I mean, so it's already written. You know, it's just a matter of you know, when the Lord decides, you know, to bring it upon, you know this you know, America, Babylon the Great. You know, we know there's got to be prophecy still got to come. You know, we got that. You know, right now we're going ready to because that correct one's right at the door.
Oh, man,
so
everything is
right
laid
there.
out for it.
It's right there.
Everything is prepared for it.
And then we see the orchestrated famines.
You know?
What I mean, even though it's orchestrated, it's still coming from the Most High on the left-hand side. You know, Jacob's trouble. That's all coming. But the thing is that this devil's not going to escape these flames.
You know, and we fully understand that. You know, for the last couple of years, you use this thing that you had going on to set up your towers and your equipment, so that you're ready. You're ready to implement this. You know, and I mean, if Esau can hit the switch and turn the camera off, the Esau is fully aware of the massive fathership that has entered into our realm. He's fully aware of it. He's the one that shut the camera feed down. And when he saw that, that is when everything began. That's what's so unique about this whole situation. The moment that first one went out, where we saw that massive fathership, that's when all of these things began. They begin to get ramped up to a level that he's at now.
Let me finish it off here,
please.
Isaiah 47:15, it says, "Thus shall they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. They shall wander every one to his quarter, none shall save thee."
And we're seeing that now. We've been seeing it, but all of these other nations, they're fleeing. They know it's time to get out of Babylon. Babylon is man, it's been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. And now that time for these other nations to go on back, this is not the city of gold. It's an abomination, And you other nationalities that help perpetuate the lie that is this place, man, that's why you're gonna get your asses whooped too. You know what the children of Israel have dealt with in this land, but you choose to ignore it like it's non-existent too. There's gonna be no solace for you in that day. You're gonna get hell put on you just the same. Well deserved. Like when I see them so-called Africans over there and they, showing, hey, you made a pact with the devil. And you think that the Most High isn't recompensing you for that. You thought the devil was gonna do you good when you got rid of it. No, you sold us. You got the whole world talking about Africans sold Africans, But you people know. You quick to let us know. I'm not one of you. And you not. But you're going to soon wish you were.
Mm-hmm. I got one more here. So the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 7, verse 43, and it reads, "But the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of the immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past." Break that down. Run it back. Okay, it says, "But the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past."
As Jacob grabbed the heel of Esau, we're in that. That is that moment. The Most High is giving your heel. He pulled your pants, pulled your setup, and he's showing us this is the time to take that heel.
Bring down his rulership.
And you're crumbling. No matter how you have so-called Black Men Party, your organization now, and how they think they're going to prosper as part of and they're going to help fight for you, which is what it is. And now is the time when we're beginning the process. The Most High is giving your heel to us. And trust me, his elect are going to yank your ass off of that pedestal. You're going down. And when you go down, righteousness will be raised up.
It's right here. Verse 44 says, "Intemperance is at an end, infidelity is cut off, righteousness is grown, and the truth is sprung up." Verse 45, "Then shall no man be able to save him that is destroyed." See, all these Christians that they think they can save Esau, you can't save him. This man was created to be the wicked.
Their foolishness literally makes them believe that if you can make the children believe that that's going to change the fate that the Most High has set for you. And it's like I said, the only thing happens when you get one of us to believe is that we get destroyed with you. That's it. It doesn't change a thing. That wall of time is still solidly placed right in front of you. And you're not going to go one split hair of a second, not a micro, not a milli, not nothing.
Yeah, but it's not
past
written
that time.
Yeah, it's not written that way. It says Jacob should not utterly be consumed.
Come.
So that's the elect, that remnant.
And that, yeah. So all of those is Jacob that want to stay with their oppressor.
I run it back. Verse 45. Then shall no man be able to save him that is destroyed, nor to oppress him that have gotten the victory. And that's the elect. The elect.
Because Deuteronomy doesn't say you were sold to your buddies, you were sold to your friends, you were sold to people that just don't like you, you were sold to, it's clear, man. We were sold to our enemy. And your enemy doesn't stop being your enemy. From generation to generation, he's had a perpetual hatred. And he's never cast off that hatred.
No.
So with that, you have anything else? Well, with that, we hope that this was an edifying. We pray that this was an edifying lesson. We want to close out by saying all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Ruach Kadash, water to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone and the Brotherhood, water for all the mercies that the Most High bestows upon us. And Shalom.
Shalom.